Hello, my name is Will Treves and I'm running for the Board of Education on May 17th. It's a rainy afternoon here in Pelham, so I thought I'd take a moment just to introduce myself to those of you whom I haven't had the opportunity to meet. I'm originally from the United Kingdom, but I became a citizen of the United States in 2019. I've lived with my family in Pelham for 8 years and we have 3 children. And the spacing between them means that the year after next I'll have 1 child in high school, 1 child in the middle school and 1 at Colonial Elementary, so I think it's safe to say that I have real skin in the game when it comes to the Pelham school system. In terms of what I do for a living, for the last decade, I have worked in general management positions for both large and small internet companies. And this is valuable experience because it means I'm used to solving problems with complex data, and I'm used to solving problems by listening to diverse opinions from all corners, opinions which are often far more qualified than mine. I also consider myself a good listener. I am willing to learn and I'm never afraid to seek counsel from those whose expertise outweighs mine. When I'm asked why I'm running for the school board, the answer is that I'm proud of Pelham, I'm proud of our community and I'm proud of our schools, but I think there is room for improvement, so allow me to describe where I think that improvement may lie. The first area is how we're approaching the aftermath of COVID and the inequities it surely created. Some kids had private tutors for 2 years, but what about those who didn't? Some kids had a parent at home during COVID to help them with remote learning, but many weren't so lucky. Common sense suggests that different students had wildly different outcomes from COVID, and frankly, I'm worried that those differences may have been under-recognised and underplayed. So, what I'd like to see from the district is an analysis and recognition of those who are most severely impacted, and then extra support for those students who need it most in the form of interventionists, extra after-school academic resources, counselling from an emotional perspective, summer enrichment programs, not just remediation programs. There are many ideas, some of which are actually beginning to be implemented, but the critical thing is to have the tenacity and commitment to see them through. The second thing I'd like to see changed is how the district responds to the community. It's really frustrating to wait hours at board meeting to make your point and then receive no public acknowledgement in return. So we need to commit to find a way to give public voices the recognition that they deserve. Third, we will soon be revisiting the strategic plan, and while I think the current plan has much to commend it, what the next version needs is plain language and measurable goals which can be commonly understood by all. And by goals, I'm not just talking about test scores. That's only part of understanding if our kids are happy and fulfilled. But we do at least need some kind of targets against which we can evaluate our progress. Otherwise, how can we know if we've been successful? Finally, I'd like to talk about the words academic excellence and what they mean to me. And I bring this up because what these 2 words mean is not, I have learned, agreed upon by all. So, do I mean test scores and admissions to the best colleges? Sure, partly, but only partly. These are important indicators for many families in Pelham, and they are the reason why some of us moved here, but that is far from the whole story. By academic excellence, I also mean making sure that the significant resources of our strong district are available to all students to achieve their full potential, and not just the smartest kids who do well on tests or those whose parents provided private tutors over the last 2 years. There are 2,800 students in Pelham schools and we must serve them all, including those with limited economic means or different learning abilities. To my mind, that is how real equity is achieved. And by academic excellence, I also mean encouraging and supporting all of our students to reach the highest of their own potential. And of course, what that means looks very different from child to child. I also mean by academic excellence being able to meaningfully, openly, and in a timely manner report on that progress and then make course corrections where appropriate. Ultimately, I mean allowing our children to feel successful and fulfilled in their accomplishments and making sure we give them the necessary academic tools to be the best people they can be in school and beyond. If elected, I will work hard with the other trustees and the administration in continuing to achieve academic excellence as I define it above. So thank you for your time and please consider voting for me on May 17th in the middle school gym.